Hey everybody, this is Pastor Megan.
And this is Laurel.
And we're here for book club.
Book club and Kitty.
Kitty's here too, but she didn't read the book. It's awkward.
She's not much of a reader.
It's really awkward. Anyway, this week's chapter is very short. We're doing chapter 2, and it's about what forgiveness is not. If you didn't read it, spoiler alert, forgiveness is not forgetting everything. And it's not getting you out of the justice system. And it's not...
Weakness. Yep.
The end. It's really short.
It's a short one.
A couple things that it made me think about. One is Desmond Tutu, or the Tutus, talk a lot about how the person on the cross next to Jesus gets forgiven, but still they have to die on the cross. I was thinking, hey, what about Jesus, right? If Jesus is this idea of bringing forgiveness to the world, but suffering still happens. It's hard to know if it's a chicken or the egg. Like, God needs the suffering in order to redeem us. Or the truth is that in our world we experience difficult times and suffering. And so God is present in that. And it just is that way. So it's hard to know which came first. But it seems like the Tutus are trying to put this forgiveness in our actual reality, not in some fantasy utopia land where we couldn't possibly do it unless we were on vacation in Maui at a yoga center retreat space, thinking things while singing bells are playing.
Though that sounds good.
So the idea is that this can fit into your everyday life. My wondering for you at home is, how on board with this are you? Does it make you feel better, or does it make you feel less excited about this book that you don't get to no longer have to sit and stew about dumb things that happened in the world? It'd be nicer if forgiving was forgetting sometimes. And it'd be nicer if we didn't, if we got a get out of jail free card when someone forgave us. But the truth is, the way our bodies work and the way our minds work is that there are times when people say that the thing that keeps us up at night, or that we worry about a lot, they don't even remember that it happened. That just happens sometimes, and yet we don't always let it go. So I don't know. That would be nice if it was easier to let it go. Don't sing it. The rights are probably really expensive. We can't afford Disney.
We didn't sing that.
We didn't even imply it.
No way.
What did you think about this chapter, Laurel? And be sure to speak up so people can hear you.
I thought that it was powerful because I think that forgiving is really hard, and I think it's definitely not a sign of weakness because it's so difficult, and because you have to put so much of your ego and your ideas about the way things should be aside in order to forgive someone. And I found that, and I was like, yeah, of course it's not weakness. It's it's a really a big sign of strength, I think, because it's not easy at all, and it's almost easier to hold on to that. But it's also the chapter that's we're human, so we forgive, but
that's Calvin the other cat.
That was
just
Calvin.
In case you wonder. There's not a horse in our house.
We forgive him for being loud. No.
He doesn't need forgiveness for being loud.
No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, like I said, we're human, and just because we forgive somebody doesn't mean that they didn't pay for, they was talking about the Northern Ireland conflict and how the people came for this meeting even though they had already served their crimes and it didn't get them off, but that forgiveness was valuable.
Yeah. The other thing that I would say is that Desmond Tutu's lived through some stuff, right? And most of us aren't talking about forgiving things as extreme as genocide, I hope.
Yeah.
Some of us have traumatic experiences, and maybe they involve abuse, or things like war crimes, but for the most part, those really big things are easier to deal with because we know that they're there and we've told the story more often. And sometimes it's the little things that are the hardest. And there are some things that it's harder for you to forgive yourself on, and other things that it's harder to forgive other people for. And it's interesting if you think about the things that you've forgiven in other people that maybe you don't forgive in yourself. Like if you say the wrong thing, would you be more likely to forgive someone else if they said the wrong thing, or forgive yourself if you said the wrong thing? When it comes to money, would you be more likely to forgive yourself for not following your budget, or to forgive someone else who doesn't pay you back when they say they're going to, right? You're both taking money out from what it was designed for. But who are you going to be more compassionate with? And I'm not saying we necessarily have to be fair. So if you're really hard on yourself, don't like go be a jerk to your friends now, just for the sake of equality. But just think about it, because if it's easier for you to give other people, then maybe the thing that you need to be thinking about in this book is that forgiveness is not fair. Forgiveness is not equal. You might forgive other people for stuff that's way worse than stuff you've done, or the other way around. You might be forgiven by other people for way more than you need to forgive other people for, and that's okay.
Right, or maybe you need to be more forgiving and toward yourself. Like sometimes, like you said, like there's things that you think, God, I said that dumb thing, or I made the wrong move, and nobody even thinks about it, but you can't let it go. So in that sense,
you don't have the rights to that song.
Yes, you can't have it vanish, go away. Yes.
Poof.
Poof. Yeah. So in the sense that forgiving yourself is also something that's difficult.
So next week, chapter 3. Do you have anything more to say?
No, I don't think so.
Chapter 3.
Chapter 3. This was a good short one, but it was, yeah.
A good short one.
A good short one.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.